Nothing here to see, just a kid like me, trying to cut some teeth, trying to figure it out. Nothing better to do when I'm stuck on you. I'm here trying to figure it out.
All right, we're back for our second podcast of Midlife Mania podcast. Today, I'm Lori Still. This is Joe Still, my husband, and today we are going to talk about Joe's knee replacement surgery, because these are things that happen when you're in your midlife. You get knee replacements. So we're going to start out. Joe, tell us a little bit of history of your sports and athletics, and I think that's important for people to know.
I'm a big guy, and I'm an athlete, and my knees gave out. It all started back when I was a young man.
Oh my God.
I play ice hockey. Been playing for about 25 years or so with the same group of guys. You'll meet them one day. Used to play a lot of softball. Used to play a lot of basketball in my youth. My youth. And in my early 40s, my knee started holding water, I guess. I had to have it. And then my ex-business partner was a former U of L football player, and he had a recommendation for a doctor. Mm-hmm. I went to the knee doctor, the orthopedist, and he drained my knee. I had a bunch of fluid in. So it kept doing that over and over and over all through my 40s. And in my early 50s, I had surgery, cleaned it out, didn't take.
You skipped all your mountain biking?
Well, yeah, mountain biking, did a lot of that.
He's done the whole enchilada, everybody, okay? Like,
look it up.
Yeah, he's 500 miles through Utah and Colorado and where else?
But yeah, mountain biking. But I don't think mountain biking is super rough on your knees, though.
No, not at all. Up and down those mountains, that's so easy.
Well, but as far as knee problems, I think hockey and running and things.
Dog in the background.
But anyway, they cleaned it out, and as soon as I got out of surgery, they told her I'd need it replaced because there was no cartilage left, and it was bad. So,
yeah. No.
Did I go too fast there?
Yeah, you kind of
want more detail?
Yeah, you kind of did.
Well, I'm short and sweet.
So, needless to say, you were. I told him. I think I mentioned this in the last podcast. I don't. Maybe I didn't, but I told him he was crazy. That you just can't go in and order up a new knee. It wasn't as simple as that. So he had his first surgery where he cleaned it out. The doctor cleaned it out, and he did call me and did say that he indeed was probably going to have his knee replaced soon, or at some point. Well, this one here took the following year to absolutely do everything twice as much as he normally did, just so he could hurry up and get the knee replacement. So if he played hockey 1 day a week, hockey's turned into 2 days a week. If he played tennis 1 day a week, it turned into 2 or 3 days a week. And
well, I'd rather have the replacement in my 50s and get to a non-pain position versus wait until I'm 70.
I gotcha. I'm not saying that's what anybody should do. I'm clearly not a doctor, and I told him he was crazy for doing that, but he did it anyway. So, needless to say,
needless
to say, he got his new knee. He had that surgery done in March.
Be 2 years in April.
Yeah. Okay. April. Oh yeah, it was April, wasn't it? Okay. Yeah. It'll be 2 years in April. Yeah. So
it took about a full year to feel somewhat normal. Mm-hmm. Pain-free, so to speak. I mean, it still hurts a little bit here and there. cold weather, I can feel it. I always thought that was a bunch of bullshit. And old people would say, "Oh, cold weather hurts my bones." Like, nah, it hurts your bones.
Yeah, well, you got old and figured it out, didn't you?
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm good. I'm back to playing hockey, tennis, living life again.
Okay.
It was a long haul, long 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. We were in the middle of COVID, though. So that was kind of good. There wasn't so much going on at that point. So, I mean, he was able to work from home. So he was actually able to kind of get back to work pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we've only taken 5 minutes to what should have been
An hour long.
30 to 40 minute podcast at least. You've already whipped right through it all. I'm going to ask you some questions about leading up to it. All right. So before the surgery, you were very nervous. You were very scared. Walk me through that. Take a big swig of your beer and walk me through that.
Well, I wouldn't have been if I didn't watch an animated video of the surgery itself. That was nerve-wracking.
That was a big mistake.
That was a mistake. I would go into it not watching any kind of video.
So you don't recommend people watching the animated?
I don't recommend watching an animated version of the surgery or any kind of knee surgery procedures, because that scared me a little bit.
I'm going to put a link to it so you'll be able to watch it. Mm-hmm. So if, say, one of your friends is having a knee surgery, you'll know exactly what they're going to go through. But tell your friend who's having the surgery not to watch it.
Yeah, don't watch it.
That's kind of like me, though. I think maybe I learned a little bit from you from that. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I did no research on breast cancer until it was out of me and it was done. And once I had my lumpectomy and everything, that's when I started doing my research and started really digging in and analyzing it, because I didn't want to scare myself. I know me, and I know that would have, so I think I did learn that from you, from not to dive too hard into it until it's all done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people,
Yeah, don't just watch it after.
All right, so how long was it before you started playing tennis?
7 months. No. 7 months, I think I was playing hockey. I think between 5 and 6, I played light tennis. Mm-hmm. My buddies were picking on me because I couldn't move. But
you're the Tin Man.
I was the Tin Man. So, yeah. 7 months hockey, that's probably too early. I wouldn't recommend that. I'm stubborn, and I had to do it, had to get back to it. But I would recommend a full year, because you'd have no leg strength, all your muscles gone from prior, from the surgery.
Little atrophy.
Yeah, atrophy. You really can't do much about it in that first year anyway. You can't do squats and leg curls and things anyway. So a lot of stretching. You got to stretch. A lot of hamstring stretches.
Yeah, tell everybody what after the fact, Joe was very, very diligent about doing his therapy. Like, he would actually do extra. And tell people about that.
Well, I was told from the physical therapist that people that try to get by with very little PT, they pay for it after the fact, and they lose because you're not going to get all your mobility back anyway, but you got to get as much as you can. So one of the exercises they recommended was when they put your heel up on a pillow, and your knee kind of sags,
There's no support
No
under
support
your knee,
under
so
your knee.
it's
You
just your
it
heel.
hangs.
Yeah.
Just hangs there, so
Yeah.
it can get you some flexibility back. That's one of them.
That, and also, so when it heals up, your leg actually straightens out,
Straight.
correct?
You want your leg
Yeah,
straight.
because sometimes it does, like if you don't do the therapy, your knee will heal kind of at an angle, and you don't want that. So that prevents that from happening.
Yeah.
I remember you doing that a lot.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. Bike. I have a stationary bike, so that's a good one too. You know, with the first session in PT, I could not even go around or of a bike pedal.
Yeah.
It takes you about a month just to pedal slowly one time.
Yeah. Tell everybody about post-surgery and how you didn't take. This one here said he could get by on ibuprofen. They give him a prescription for some heavy-duty stuff. I forget what it was. But he was like, no, I'm good. No.
For the first
He was okay.
For the first week, take your pain pills and don't let that go away.
Because what happens is the block wears off, and then the pain kicks in, and then you are so far behind on the pain that your pain medication can't catch up.
Yeah, and the first
He was desperate.
First 2 days, I was like, oh, I'm okay. So I tried to wean myself off and just do ibuprofen, and that was a nightmare.
It was bad. It was bad. So
Just stick with it.
stay on your pain meds for, I don't know, the first 3 days, solid 3 days, until you know that block is worn off. And then you can start weaning yourself off of that pain medication. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to prevent getting constipated from all those pain pills. I'll take the constipation over the pain that I was in. So backfired on me.
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah. All right. So what else do you want to talk about your knee surgery? Anything was it? What specifically was your anxiety about after seeing that video?
Well, I saw what they were about to do to me, and that made me very nervous. I guess. I guess. I don't
Were
know
you
why.
afraid you were never going to walk again, or what were you afraid of?
No, I don't think that. But I thought I was done with sports for one. I thought.
Yeah.
But my doctor told me, he said, you'll get to play hockey again.
Yeah.
Which was very encouraging. He's never had a hockey player that he replaced his knee, so I'm his first. But yeah, I'm back pretty much normal. I I don't have the flexibility. I can't like grab my ankle and pull it up behind my butt like a normal stretch. But
Right.
but everything's good.
Yeah. What else?
My scar's pretty.
Oh yeah, he does. His scar is beautiful.
Yeah.
You can't even see it. I'll put a picture of it. Like you can't even see the.
Good thing for hairy legs.
Yeah, you do.
I can't see the scar.
Yeah, his doctor did a beautiful job on his staples, and you can barely see that scar.
Yeah.
It's great.
Can we mention his name or no?
Dr. Gooden, is that right?
Yeah, Dr. Gooden.
Yeah, Dr. Gooden. What group is he with?
Breckenridge Lane Pediatric Group.
Pediatric.
Pediatric. That's going to be cut that off.
No, we're not.
What is it? The orthopedic group.
Orthopedic
Group in
Okay.
Breckenridge Lane.
Yeah, but they're not going to know. Like you need to know the name of his group. Is it like Louisville Orthopedic
That's
or
the
is
other
it?
old Louisville Orthopedics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Like there's Google out there.
He's a very nice guy. Young. He was your age, right?
Yeah. He graduated.
Same year we did.
Yeah, same year.
1988 for everybody. They know how old we are. My dog is squeaking again. So just so that's what you hear.
But,
we should probably put the squeak toys away.
you think?
Before. I don't know why all of a sudden now, all day long he hasn't squeaked, and now he's squeaking.
He's interested in what we're doing. So
Apparently he wants our attention. Yeah. He likes to play fetch at night, and we're not playing fetch with them. So, all right, Joe, you whipped that out in 14 minutes.
Are you timing me?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just not a talker. If she had a knee replacement, next one's going to be on her, and it'll be a 2-hour episode.
Well,
Mommy likes to talk.
Okay, let's see. After your surgery, for the caregiver's perspective, make sure you have lots of ice because you're going to be filling up that little. It still records. We were sent home with like this contraption that's like a cooler, and then you wrap this thing around their leg, and then it circulates cold water around the leg. I had never seen one before, but it was actually pretty great, and we kept it. So make sure you have lots of ice on hand if they send you home with one of those. Probably be a good idea for the first day or two to maybe take off work to help them.
Don't get them both done at the same time.
Both knees?
Yeah, I've heard that's an absolute nightmare. But once you
Some people do.
I know.
Yeah.
But if you need both done and you get the first one done, you don't want to get the other one done because of the nightmare of a recovery.
So
they end up putting it off too long, but
But
typically 6 months
if you
later.
had to do it, if you had to do 2 knee replacements, what would you do? Would you do them both at the same time if you could, or would you just do one and then?
Depends how bad. If they were both in the same predicament, I'd probably have no choice. I'd wait.
That's what I'm asking.
I'd wait till I was healed enough with this.
So you would stagger them?
Yeah, I would stagger them.
Okay.
I would try to stagger a year, maybe a year,
Okay.
and then do the next one. I've heard people doing it 6 months later, 3-4 months later, but that's just too early.
You think?
Yeah, you're not mobile enough to me to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would feel like that doing it that close together might make it harder for you to do your therapy because you've got one already kind of compromised leg, and then you got a really compromised leg, and you're not. I feel like it would be maybe not the best, but I don't. I don't know.
It's hard to say. We'll have to ask my good friend's uncle. He had both of his done. I think he did one. 3 months later.
Okay.
Yeah, Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom.
Uncle Tom.
I think I've met Uncle Tom.
You have.
Yeah.
You have met Uncle
Yeah.
Tom. Because we called his wife.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Day 3, when he thought ibuprofen was good enough, he was desperate. Like, I think if, yeah, it was bad. So he had me calling his wife, to see what to do, because I truly didn't know what to do for him, and but he was able to just bear through it, and then but kind of weirdly, the very next day, he was okay. I mean, he wasn't okay, but he was through some really bad pain, and it that kind of subsided, but it was probably a solid 16 to 20 hours that you were in not good shape. Yeah.
It was miserable.
Yeah. So.
Survived.
You did. You did
yeah.
fine. Come here.
Yep.
The dog is biting my hand. You want to come up here? You got to fill the time.
Fill the time. Well, ask me some questions.
I've already asked you a bunch of questions, and you didn't tell everybody about your trip to your whole enchilada. Doing that.
It has nothing to do with my knee. It's just a mountain bike trip. It starts I forget what mountain it starts on, but it's the whole enchilada. It's in Moab, Utah. They take you up in a bus, drop you off, and you ride for 8 hours down to Moab downtown.
Yeah.
And it's a long, grueling ride. It's fun though, mostly downhill. You can YouTube it. not us, but you can YouTube the bike ride.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it before. I watched it before he did it. It's pretty amazing. It's beautiful.
If you have a chance, go to Moab.
Yeah.
Moab, Utah.
Definitely go to
It's
Moab.
amazing.
It is gorgeous. That's probably one of my favorite. But we took a big trip out west this past spring. Oh, and Moab was one of my favorite places. Utah was absolutely gorgeous. It's one of my favorite. It's the most beautiful states I think I've been through. We live in Kentucky, and Kentucky's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but it's beautiful in a different way. Dog, stop! He keeps biting me. Come here.
I can't wait to see what you put on this emojis or whatever the hell you're gonna do.
Emojis. No, I'm gonna edit it. I'm gonna edit a few things in there for us. Yeah, make you look funny.
I am funny.
You are funny. I told him to have a beer before or two.
She told me to
He
leave
only
her
had
cup.
a half of one. So if we'd have been 2 in, he'd have been a little bit more chatty. But
Next time.
you think?
No, we can just do it again.
Huh? 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 Anybody watch Shoresy?
What'd you say? Huh?
All right. You gonna wrap that up? It was only 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a shorty.
It's a shorty?
Shorty.
Short. All right. We're done. Say good night, Joe.
Good night, Joe.
You need to talk more.
Well, what,
I'm telling you.
you want to do it again?
Kind of.